Hey everybody, I thought I would come on here real quick and just do a quick video to tell you guys about my story. So, how I became a mother of eight beautiful children, why I became a mother of eight beautiful children, how, so who, what, when, where, how. We recently this week adopted our eighth daughter. Um, our eighth child rather, who happens to be a beautiful baby girl. Um, and a couple days later, I made a Facebook post announcing our adoption because it happened so fast that we didn't really have a chance to talk to all of our family about it. So I figured just doing the post would be an easy way just to let the family know. Um, and after I did that, I got so many inboxes, people asking questions. Did you hide your pregnancy? What happened? Did you know you was pregnant? A couple of my people who pretty much know me was like, "What happened? You did another adoption? Was it adoption or was it a birth or what? What happened?" So I figured I'll just do a video to tell you guys our story. So my husband and I got married 2014. We knew going into our relationship, even before we was married, we knew that we wanted a large family, knew we wanted children. And so after we got married, we tried, and we were not successful with conceiving, and we went to see fertility doctors to just do tests and procedures to see what was going on. And I was diagnosed with unexplained infertility, but we knew that we still wanted a family, we still wanted children. So we looked into foster care. We know that there are so many children out there in our own backyard who needs loving parents, someone to protect them, someone to love them, someone to care for them. So turned to foster care. And in the process of foster care, we after we got licensed, we got a call maybe like a couple days or a week later, and we were placed with our first two children, um, and they are still with us today. So our first foster care placement, um, about 2 years later, we end up adopting. It may have been shorter than that though. We end up adopting them, and that's Paisley and Grayson. So we end up adopting them, and they are just two beautiful, wonderful children. After that, we continued to foster care, and we had taken in probably one, two, three, four, between 6 and 10 other children over the course of maybe 2 years. And of those children, some stayed for maybe like 15 months, or some may have stayed for 2 weeks, or some may have stayed for 3 weeks, or whatever the case may be, whatever was needed at the current time to provide a safe place for those children. So we continued to do foster care even after we adopted Nemo and Pace because we knew we still wanted, more children, and we still wanted to be there and be what we thought was doing our part in serving children in need. So then I was looking online and I saw a little girl on, I believe it's called Tuesday's Kid or Thursday Kid. It's something like that. It's a weekday, but it was where they were spotlighting children who were in foster care but who were free for adoption. And I saw my beautiful daughter on that video, and on that picture, and I read her story, and I talked to my husband about it. And the next week, I contacted her county of responsibility, and within a week, we had driven to her county of responsibility and did a visit. Um, but prior to that, we talked to the social workers, and we just went back and forth and just discussed different things and different challenges that she had faced. And we knew off the bat she's our daughter. And after meeting, We did a first meeting, I think at a halfway point, and then over the next couple of weeks, or almost probably about 2 months, we would drive down like every other weekend to visit her and just spend time with her. Well, after we did about 3 or 4 visits with her, we were allowed to have her move in with us. So then we drove down to her county of responsibility, picked her up, and she was such a sweet girl. All of her, I'm not going to get emotional. So I just remember the day because it was amazing to see how a child can have all of her life packed up in a couple of totes and a couple of trash bags and loaded into a car. And so we picked her up with all of her belongings, with everything she had, and we drove back home. And I remember because it was the week before the 4th of July. And we picked her up and we brought her home, and we took her out. So I said, okay, where do you want to go? Let's go celebrate, the fact that you're here. And she wanted to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. So we took her to Buffalo Wild Wings. And then after that, we went home. Just seeing her, knowing everything that she had gone through, knowing every challenge that she would face in the future, it lets me know that, it's worth. It lets me further know that we're doing the right thing. So she moved with us, and that may have been over 4 years ago. And she's now our adopted daughter. She's actually the oldest of all of our children. And then after she was with us, even before she came, we were still fostering in between time, meantime. But then when she came, so we just had our 2 smaller children that we had adopted, and then we had her. So we had 3 children. And after that, may have been like a year later, um, we were contacted by, so we had 3 children then. The max in our household, the max in the state of Mississippi as a full household for foster children is 6. I think it's actually less than that, but it could be 6 depending on the situation. And so DHS called once again and said, hey, we have, they called about a little boy first. A little boy who at the time was 5 years old, and they were looking to place him. And then as we started to talk, she said that he had 2 siblings that they were not sure at the time if they were going to try to place them together or not because of other situations. And we talked about it, and I didn't give them an answer that day. A month went by, 2 months went by. I still didn't give them an answer, but they would still call and check in on us. And we prayed about it, we talked about it, and we end up driving to their county of responsibility, and we went to visit them. Well, no, let me take that back. Prior to that, their the social workers from their county of responsibility came to us and discussed their family, discussed their lives, and they brought pictures, and we just talked about all kind of things. And after that, we sat down in that house and just talked to them, and we knew that these were going to be our children. And we end up driving to their county of responsibility. I'm thinking a week before. It was a week before Thanksgiving. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't. My God, I'm just. We put our hotel room on a credit card. We charged gas on a credit card. We ate on a tight budget. We packed up our 3 children and we drove. 9.5 hours to their county of responsibility. And when we got there, the kids were so excited about the hotel room, but we stayed in the hotel room. We was all packed in there together, and we. I'm so emotional. We planned a day of events with the sibling set and our own three children, and their social worker. So all of us got together, and we was driving a Chrysler Town and Country at the time. So I just remember the little girl just kept asking, "Can we ride with you? Can I ride with you? Can I ride with you?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, you can ride with us." So she gets in the car with us, and we went to the Children's Museum, and the kids had so much fun. And we, again, put the Children's Museum, put all this stuff on the credit card. I think I put it on the credit card. I don't remember, but I paid for the Children's Museum. And after we left the Children's Museum, we went out to eat. I believe it was at a Roadhouse or somewhere we went to out to eat, and all the kids, and we ordered, and the kids ate, and they just had a good time, and it was all of us in their social worker, and we laughed and we talked. You know, of course, the kids showed out because they're kids and they're going to be hard headed sometimes, but it was okay. This was a joyous thing, and when it was time for us to go, because my husband was still working and he had to be back at work, I think, the next day. And we no, it's the day after. And we got ready to go, and the kids did not want to go. But we told them that, the social worker and us are going to talk and work things out. We will see them soon. Well, the next week, the social workers drove them the same 8.5, 9 hours, 9.5 hours, depending on how many times you stop. Drove them to us for Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving week, rather. And because they were out of school, they got to spend the Thanksgiving holiday with us that year. And me and the kids, we went grocery shopping, and everybody picked the dish that they wanted to cook for Thanksgiving. And we had like deviled eggs and potato salad, and we had dressing, and we had ham, and we had, oh my goodness, we had so much food. And the kids picked desserts, and they all cooked their own desserts. And then at the end of that Thanksgiving week, the kids had to go back to their county of responsibility to finish out school. Because it was, like I said, it was Thanksgiving, so they had a couple more weeks, 2 more weeks in December to do school. So they went back to the social workers picked them up again, and they went back to their county of responsibility for to finish out school. And then they were allowed to come to us over Christmas holiday. Well, meantime, between all of that time, in the background, we had been searching for a larger house to hold all these children. And we knew what we wanted. We wanted to live on a farm. We wanted to have animals. We wanted to give the kids more space and more opportunity to just live life and to be outside and enjoy life. Well, we end up finding a country farmhouse, which is the house that we're living in now. And we're still working on it right now. And when they came to live with us, so we closed on this house December the 7th. So they were still in their county responsibility. So we closed on this house, and we started to move to our new house. Well, the same day we closed on this house, it was like, hey, we got the keys. We took both of our vehicles. We took them to the car lot. Same exact day. We got the keys to our house, and we went to the car lot the same day. And we told the salesperson, we have these two vehicles. They're not big enough for the family we're about to receive. We need a passenger van. And we had recently bought those two vehicles, so we were upside down. We knew that it was going to be high. We knew that there was probably going to be a pretty decent interest rate, but we did what we had to do for those children. And that day, December the was it the 7th? My birthday is the 7th. Yo, that day we got our keys to our new house. We went to the car lot and we was there for probably 4 or 5 hours, and we drove off in a Nissan NV passenger van, 12 passenger van. And I was able to call the social workers and say, okay, we have a bigger house, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. We have a 12 passenger van. We've done what we need to do to be able to take in this sibling set. So, mind you, we already have 3 children, and now we're taking in a sibling set of 3. So then they allowed the children to move here with us, and it was bliss. It was chaos. It was crazy. It was exciting. It was fun. It was stressful. It was everything that you can imagine. 6 children in a house, and then me and my spouse. Well, time went by, and they had by there's a 6 month period where they have to live with you before you can adopt. So the social workers were in and out every week, doing visits, doing all kind of things. We're doing therapy appointments, everything back and forth every week. And it came time to adopt them. What the adoption specialist comes out to the house and to fill out your adoption paperwork. And it's basically your home study. It's basically all kind of questions they ask yourself. They ask the children individually, as well, about home life, all those type of things. Anyway, we did all of that stuff. The social worker came out, and that day I felt off. I felt sick. And as she got ready to leave, I felt like sick, like I was gonna throw up sick. And I said, something is off with my body. And I just so happened under my bathroom sink had a pregnancy test. And I took the test, and I kid you not, it was positive. I was pregnant. This mother who had adopted 6 children from foster care after battling 5 years of infertility was pregnant. And it's like, wow. Perfect timing, you know. And I found that I was pregnant with Nora Grace. We went to the doctor's appointment, and we met and had a family meeting and told the children about it and all that stuff. And then, so that was 15 months ago, and we have been living life. My husband is now a law enforcement officer, and he loves it. I'm a full-time at-home mom, and I have support of aunts and cousins and everything because I have my own challenge with my eye disease. And every day it's a challenge, but is it worth it? Heck yeah, it's worth it because my children have a forever home. If they want to live here until they're old, they can call this place their home. If they want to raise their children here on this property, they can do that. They're my children. I love them. They're mine. We have taught them about God, and some of them have been baptized and obeyed the gospel. And it's just a beautiful thing to see a child who come into your home knowing nothing about God, knowing nothing about true love and true relationships. To see that child evolve into a young Christian is like the greatest gift that you could do. You could give that child. And then so here we are now with 7 children because Lord Grace. And we walked into a kind of like a situation helping just helping out, and it was presented to us the opportunity to provide a forever home for our little baby angel. And me and my husband talked about it, and it's kind of like, gosh, man, we have 7 children already. What are we going to do? Can we do this? And my husband said, I am with you. If you feel like this is something that you want to do, that you can do because you're the one that's here most of the time with the children because of his work schedule. But if you feel like that this is what you want to do, that this is what God is calling you to do, then I support you. That's all I need. I don't need the input of anyone else. It's like, who are you and why do you have an opinion? Because my spouse said, go for it. My spouse says that this is an innocent child, and if we can give her love and give her a home, then we would do it. It doesn't matter how much sacrifice we have to do, we would do it. And we adopted her, and now we are a family of 10. I'm a mother of 8 beautiful children that God has blessed me to be able to mother, to nurture, to bring them up in the admonition of the Lord, and to just be there and guide them. Do I have all the answers? No. Do people probably think I'm crazy for doing this? Yes. Am I worried about that? No, because at the end of the day, we're going to do whatever we feel like is best for us, for our family, for our children. So, but yeah, so that's where we are. We are still here working on an old farmhouse. It needs so many things done to it, but it's going to happen over time, and we can add on to it. We can renovate, you know. I can reach out for help and try to get as much help as I can. Um, but I want to be able to provide a home for children. Just that's in my heart of what I am to do in ministry. Am I saying that we have 8 children and we're not getting any more? No, because I don't know what God has in store for tomorrow. Um, I used to always joke and say I wanted 10 children. Well, I'm at 8, but God has a plan. God has a plan when we don't see the plan, when we can't hear the voice, when we can't find the path. God has a plan. And if we are willing to obey his plan, I have enough faith to know that God will provide whatever is needed at the time. For instance, a child needed a home. God sent us to be that home for that child. Not just this one child, but for 6 other children, for 7 children total. And not only did they need us, but there's a quote that says, I think I needed them more than they needed me. Because you don't know how richly God has blessed me through my selfless approach of being a mother. Because it's not about being selfish, it's not about me, it's not about, self gain or anything like that, but it's about allowing God to use me in this avenue. So, is this the end of our road? I don't know. I seriously doubt it. But that's where we are, and that's how we became. See, there's family. We became a family of 10 with 8 beautiful children, and that's us in a nutshell. But anyway, I just want to do this video and talk about my story. That is still, the ink is not even dry on the page yet. So who knows what's going to be added later on. So, but that's us. Now we're doing plans to do some renovations on the house, but we're having to save to do certain things, and hopefully over time we'll get everything done and where it needs to be. And we like, I just have so much planned, and giving the kids a upgraded schoolroom because they homeschool, and giving them also a functional playroom, and updating bedrooms, and giving children, some of the older children, their own bedrooms with additions to the house, and updating the kitchen and making it more functional, um, as well as the laundry room. Because when you have a family of this many people, it becomes a challenge because there's so much laundry that needs to be done. There's so many dishes that needs to be washed. Everyone needs to be able to have their own personal space, but at the same time live together as one. So, yeah. So we're trying to upgrade a laundry room, upgrade a kitchen, upgrade the schoolroom, upgrade the play area. We just finished updating three of the children's bedrooms, um, but we're not done with those yet. We have to install new lighting. Um, we need to update two of the children's bathrooms. That needs to be done as soon as possible. Um, and then being able to close in my garage or create a separate addition to our house to create a new master suite. And then our current master suite, we're planning to turn into a bunk room for the younger set of children. So it's a really, really huge bedroom. It's like a 30 by something because there's a master bedroom, and then there's also a sitting room, two walk-in closets, and a full bathroom inside the master bedroom. So we're going to turn this into like their own, just own little private space. Yeah. So a lot of things we had to get done. One of my other goals was to create, because I have one child that's on the spectrum who happens to be a runner, and we have a lake on our property, so it's one of my biggest fears. So he is not allowed outside the doors if there is not an adult present. But I'm trying to fence in my immediate backyard and put a playground there for the children, um, and then fencing in two pastures for my oldest son has a cow for his cow before he gets too big. I mean, so there's just so much that has to be done. But I've got faith, and I know that in due time, the Lord is going to provide, honey. I'm faithful, and I know that God will do it. So I hope this answered the question for some of the people who inboxed me. And don't feel that I was just ignoring you. I think I kind of was, though, because I need to get my own thoughts together. And, yeah. But I hope this answered your questions. Hopefully you won't have any more. But if you do, that's okay. Um, so for me, it's not a question about why I have so many children. The question is why not? Because there are so many children out there who need home. And sometimes we can be selfish in the fact that I don't want no kids. And it's okay if you don't want any children. Let me just say that too. Having children ain't for everybody, okay? Raising children ain't for everybody, okay? But if it's for you, why not? But yep. So that's that. But I hope you guys have a good day. It's time for me to go and feed the baby. So I'm about to go do that right now. And then me and the smaller kids have a we're said that we were fixing the next meal. So me and the three little kids are going to go and fix food, fix a snack or lunch or whatever. And then after that, the big kids are doing dinner tonight. I don't know what they decided to cook, but yeah. And then that's it for today. But anyway, y'all have a good day. Be blessed. And I hope that you find your path, whatever path you're on, and you stick to it without the influence of others. So have a good day. Bye.